channel. I am SS Bhushan. In my earlier class, we dealt with the verb forms that can be regarded as part 1 of the verb forms. In that class, we dealt with main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Main verbs are also called as lexical verbs, ordinary verbs, full verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also called as helping verbs. And these auxiliary verbs are again divided into primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. I had explained all those things in the earlier video. You can watch that video, please. Now coming to the second part of the verb forms. That is, these verbs are again classified into two types mainly. One is finite and the other one is non-finite. What is meant by a finite verb form? When a verb form is limited by number or person, then it can be said as finite verb form. And another feature of this finite verb form is that it indicates time. It denotes time. It shows time. Let us just go through these examples. Ravi eats apples. Subject is third person, Ravi. They eat apples. They. Subject, they. We have eaten apples. This eat is used according to the context that is present perfect. So it has been modified according to the need of the sentence. She has eaten apples. This is plural and here it is used in the singular form. Next, I shall eat apples. Here it is used in the first person plus auxiliary verb shall. You can observe in all these sentences that the verb form is used according to the subject. According to the subject here. We shouldn't say Ravi eats apples. Ravi eats apples. They eat apples. We shouldn't say they eat apples. Next. So, what is meant by a finite verb? A finite verb is a verb form that is limited by number and person. Okay. Now, coming to the other category, non-finite. What is meant by non-finite? The opposite of it. It is not limited by number. It is not limited by person. Take for example, Sharmani tries to eat apples. They try to eat apples. Here, you can observe that to eat are used. Whereas, coming to the other verb form, tries, tried. It has been changed according to the person and number. So, in these sentences itself, given for non-finite examples, you can find that this to eat is standard and it is not limited by the person or it is not regulated or governed by the subject. But this tries has been modified. So, it is called non-finite and this is called finite verb form because it is changed according to the subject. Now, coming to the next one. This non-finite is again subdivided into three categories. One is infinitive and the other one is gerund and the other one is participle. Coming to infinitive, the first one. To before the root verb. Simply try to remember that to is used before the root verb. To teach is easier than to listen. For elders like us, it would be very difficult for us to listen to a seminar or workshop for 2 hours or 3 hours. Generally, even our YouTubers also, they find difficult to watch at least for 1 hour or 2 hours any class. So that is the reason our YouTubers also try to minimize or make a video within 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So anyway, to teach. Next one. Sridhar likes to play. chess with Radha. So in this sentence it is used as the subject, and in this sentence it is used as the to play is used as the object of this transitive verb form, and in the same manner here it is used as the complement, verb complement, and here it is used after the preposition. So here no choice but to marry, Tapsi after conjunction. So anyway, what I would like to say is that to marry, to walk, to play, to teach are called infinitives. Okay. Next one, gerund. What is meant by a gerund? That which is used with V1 plus inform. Of course, there is a difference between gerund and participle. First, listen to this. Watch this. Teaching English is his hobby. This teaching is called gerund. Teach plus ing, teaching. Because it is used as the subject of a sentence, it is called as noun form also. And because it is derived from a verb form, it is called a verb also. So that is the reason this teaching can be explained or taught as verbal noun. Verb plus noun is there in the sentence. That means teaching is acting as a noun form, and at the same time it can be dealt as a verb form also. So teaching English is his hobby. In this sentence, we call it as a verbal noun or gerund. Simply what is meant by a gerund means a gerund is a verbal noun. The noun which is formed from a verb form. Same, I like reading fiction. This reading fiction. Reading is called gerund. He is fond of making kites. Making is called gerund. Next subcategory is participle. Participle. Here also inform is there. Inform. Into the root verb. Teaching English, he spent in his studio. Teaching English. Teach plus inform. Teaching English, he spent in his studio. There is a little bit of difference between this gerund and participle. Just try to understand. Teaching English, comma, he spent in his studio. Here this is acting as a verb form and also as an adjective because it is modifying this noun he, pronoun he or subject he in this clause. He spent in his studio. What was he doing? Teaching English. How did he spend? Teaching English he spent in his studio, in his YouTube studio. Teaching English, SS Bhushan spent in his YouTube studio. So, to this clause, this teaching is used as an adjective. So, that is the reason it is called as verbal adjective because it has been derived from the verb form teach but used as an adjective. So, it is called as verbal adjective. Or we can say this entire teaching English as an adjective phrase. As an adjective phrase. So simply participle means, here you have to remember that it acts as a verbal adjective. In the next sentence, John met a girl carrying a bag. John met a girl carrying a bag. So in this sentence also, you can understand that John met a girl and that girl is carrying a bag. This carrying is also said to be verbal adjective. In the next sentence, loudly knocking at the door, he came in. So here this loudly adverb modifies. So how did he come? Loudly knocking at the door. So here it is called adverb. It can be called as an adverb phrase. Okay. Now coming to the participles. This itself is not the participle. There are other participles also. So this is one participle. Coming to the other one. In non-finite, infinitive, gerund and participles are there. Again in these participles, past participles, the words which end with ed, d, t, en and n are called past participles. For example, blinded ended with d. Blinded by her beauty, he forgot his wife. For example, Pajanya, while he was traveling from Vishaka to Chennai, he saw a beautiful heroine. So blinded by her beauty, he forgot his wife somewhere in the airport or railway station. So this blinded is called past participle. So this is used in the beginning and it is called past participle. Next one, deceived by his girlfriend, he left the village. Deceived. This is also past participle. Time spent is time lost. Here spent, time spent. This spent is called past participle. Driven by thirst, he drank Pepsi. He drank sanitizer. Sometimes people drank sanitizers also when they could not get alcohol. So driven, spent. Next, laden with fruit. These are called past participles, and past participles are formed with ed, d, t, en or n. Coming to the other one, another participle, perfect participle. For example, having plus V3 form. Having done our work, we played for a while. After completion of our work, we played for a while. It reminds us of some action done in the past. Having cooked the food, Janvi watched Potarekulu or Mogalarekulu serial. Having cooked the food. So this is called a perfect participle. Having done, having cooked, having eaten, etc. Participle adjectives. That means participles used as adjectives. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss, no sand or no mud or something. Rolling stone, what kind of a stone? Rolling stone. Her tattered pants needs mending. How are her pants? Tattered pants. For example, these heroines, movie stars, they wear tattered pants, means torn pants or torn shorts. So because of their poverty, I think they wear that kind of pants. Anyway, her tattered pants, tattered, the word tattered, here and here rolling. It means that they are called participle adjectives because they are participles on one hand and they are playing the role of adjectives on the other hand. After watching my adjectives class video, then only you try to watch once again these participle adjectives and perfect participles also. Now we shall go to the next chapter. Thank you for watching SS Bhushan. Please like, share and subscribe SS Bhushan. Thank you.